Hi there, I'm Laura, and this is Layla Wellness. Today's practice is going to be focusing on flexibility. That's really just your muscles' ability to stretch through a movement. So we're going to be holding some of these poses to really allow our muscles to settle in, soften in, and get longer. Let's get started. We're going to start today's practice in a child pose. So go ahead. We're going to crawl these fingers out toward the top of the mat to start. Drop your head either to a block or we can drop it all the way to the mat. While you're here, just allow your shoulders to drift away from your spine and open up a little bit more. Take your hands and sweep behind you, lacing your fingertips together and then letting those hands drift toward the ceiling. If your head's on a block and a little more space to drift, take that block away. Long, slow breaths. And then we gradually allow these hands to come back down to the base of the spine, release the fingers, and crawl the fingers further out toward the top of the mat, lifting your hips up nice and high. Move those blocks out of my way. We're going to come into a puppy pose, bringing your chest and chin as close to the mat as you can, keeping the elbows and the hips lifted. Make any adjustments you might need to based on how your shoulders are feeling. Let's take one more breath here. And we let those elbows come all the way down to the floor. Start to slide your chest forward. Let the hips come all the way down and landing in a Sphinx pose. We're going to take our gaze straight out in front of us. And check in with your low back and see how it's feeling right here. If it feels more intense than you like, it's okay to lower down a little bit more into it. Just be wary of letting your neck and shoulders scrunch together. Let's move the hands back one at a time right underneath the shoulders to come into a baby cobra. So notice that the back didn't really change, the angle of the back. Exhale and lower yourself down. If your back is feeling okay with that, we're going to try for a full cobra, extending the arms all the way and lifting the gaze. Exhale. Moving from that full cobra into an up dog. See if you can lift those knees off the ground. Exhale. Let's go back into the up dog right here. Shift on the sides of your feet and let your hip drop down toward the mat. Just a little bit deeper twist. We come back to our up dog and we flip onto the sides of the feet, letting that hip dip. And we come back to our up dog, lower down. Pressing up into a kneeling plank, tuck the toes under. Find yourself in a downward facing dog right here. Keeping the fingers spread nice and wide, shift as much of your body weight to the middle of your hand as you can. You can pedal the legs out a little bit, loosening up the hips. Long arms, long spine. Let's come up on all 10 toes and gradually let those heels drift toward the mat. Maybe they hit, maybe they don't. Focus on lengthening out the spine here. That might mean bending the knees a little bit. That's just fine. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, rounding through your spine. Drop that right foot between the hands and the left knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, take a big reach. Scooping your hip forward slightly. Drop your left hand across the body and sweep the right hand back. If possible, follow that right hand with your gaze. Every exhale, let yourself sink forward just a little bit more. Inhale, sweep that right hand down, face front, pick up the left hand. Exhale, dropping down into a kneeling pyramid. So lengthen out that right leg and let your toes pop up off the floor. Or if it feels good, you can try to see if you can bring those toes down. Take a nice big deep breath, lifting out and up. Exhale, drop your left hand to the outside of that leg and sweep up through the right. Exhale, frame up that front foot, coming back into your pyramid pose. Chest up, come back to low lunge, chest down, back to your pyramid. Chest up and chest down. Tuck your back toes under. This time as you shift your weight forward, come into a runner's lunge. And we step that right foot back, coming back to our downward facing dog. One full breath in and out here. Inhale, lift the left leg high this time. Exhale, round the spine, step that foot between the hands, drop down to the right knee. Inhale, reach both hands high. Exhale, dropping the opposite hand to the outside of the knee, sweep that left hand back, following with your gaze. Every exhale, see if you can let yourself sink in just a little bit more. Inhale, sweep that left hand down, pick up the right. Exhale, find your kneeling pyramid. Maybe the toes are up, maybe the toes are down. You decide. Walk that right hand to the outside of the left leg. Maybe a block, if you like, right here. I'm going to sweep up through that left hand, going as revolved as you can. Option would be to bring that hand to the inside. It's a challenge on the balance. Exhale, dropping back down to your pyramid pose. Pushing back, coming into your low lunge. Kneeling pyramid. Low lunge, sink that hip in. Kneeling pyramid. Tuck the back toes under. This time as you shift your weight forward, runner's lunge. Stepping back into your downward facing dog. Pause right here. Take a nice big breath. Get really grounded there at the center of your hand. Inhale and lift up through the left leg. Bend that left knee and circle the leg. Let's bring that left knee toward the left wrist. Flip the left ankle toward the right wrist and find your pyramid pose. Or excuse me, pigeon pose. Lifting the chest high, you could slide a block right under your hips here. You can walk these hands down and find a sleeping pigeon. Watch out for that temptation for the shoulders to shrug up into the ears here. One more breath. And let's bring both hands right underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift that left leg high. Exhale, returning to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting up through the right leg. Bend that knee and take the hip circles. A little bit of mobility here. That's your joints' ability to move through. Let's go ahead and bring that right knee to the right wrist. Flip the right ankle toward the left wrist. Walk that left leg back a little bit. Find your pigeon pose. Think about scooping your hips forward a little bit to keep that low back protected. You can stay right here or walk it down into sleeping pigeon. Relaxing the shoulders. 3 slow breaths. And let's bring both hands right underneath the shoulders. Press away from the floor. Tuck those left toes under. Swing that right leg back up. Shake it out a little bit and return to your downward facing dog. Pause here for a full breath, in and out. Slowly dropping down to the knees. Walk the hands back till they're right underneath your shoulders. Find your tabletop, cow, and cat. And return to the center. Start to walk your hands up toward your body. Take a big deep breath out and up. Exhale. Turn and face the long edge of your mat here, bringing your knees a little bit closer to the back edge of the mat. And we're going to bring the fingertips down and start to walk these knees out wider. A little wider if you can. And then gradually lowering down onto your elbows to come into frog. This is a fairly intense hip opener. I don't have the most flexible hips, so I can't get down that low. If you can go lower, go for it. Staying here for 3 breaths. Resting on the insides of each foot, insides of each knee. Lean onto your elbows, bring the knees a bit closer, and bring your big toes together, setting your hips back towards your heels and coming into a wide child's pose. And we start to move the hands back under the shoulders, rolling it up 1 vertebra at a time, bringing those knees parallel to each other, crossing over from the shin to the calf, roll right over those feet, come down to your seat, taking your feet to the edges of the mat, use your legs to help guide you down to the floor, letting the knees fall together. Let's take 5 slow breaths here in our restorative pose. Let your low back connect to the floor. Relaxing from your toes right up through your knees and into your hips. Softening your back, your belly. Feeling that heartbeat in your chest. Release your shoulders. Letting your arms feel heavy on the floor, right down through the elbows, wrists to your fingertips. Softening the throat, around the neck, and letting your whole face smooth out. Two more breaths. You can stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. Whenever you're ready, you can move up into a seated position, letting your chin drop down to your chest, slowly moving that head side to side. It's like you're drawing a figure 8, the crown of your head. And you find some stillness in the center, slowly letting the eyes flutter open. Take a big deep breath here, out and up. Exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts. From my heart to yours, namaste. Hope you enjoyed today's practice and it helps you get even a little bit more flexible. Take it from me, somebody who is not very flexible, even though I've been teaching yoga for many years. It always pays to continue to practice and work on it. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if you think somebody else could really benefit from it, please share it with them. If you'd like some more ways to integrate wellness into your daily life, please visit me at laylowellness.com.